Hi, I'm Jan Lakey. Welcome. It's my hope with this video that I will inspire you to create. It's also my hope that I will inspire you to use AI and not be afraid of it. Use it to your advantage. It's a little bit of a story time, but I tried to keep it as short as possible. But stick around till the end because I have a free gift for you. Thanks for being here. I read a quote one time. It said, "Art is intelligence having fun." I would love to believe this because art is the one thing that always made me feel smart. I have always been extremely dyslexic, so I could never count on my ability to remember or to spell or read, but what I could always count on was my ability to create. If I put my energy and focus on something, I could create it. My whole identity was wrapped up in my ability to create. Creating was an addiction, and I had a compulsion to create all the time. I never ran out of ideas. I never got tired of it. I would show up again and again to get my fix. I loved it. I lived for it. I knew no other way of life. It was the constant that I could count on. It never let me down. Creating for me is like a state of bliss. And working through the creative process is like believing in magic. I do believe art is magic. 1 minute, it's just a thought. And then with some time, patience, focus, and even frustration, that idea becomes a reality, just like magic. It has nothing to do with the end product being exactly like you imagined. For the magic is in the making and the process and the journey you go on to make it. Everyone's journey is unique. But the one thing that is shared by all creators is our ability to focus our energy and get lost in the flow of creating. You have to have faith, not in that end product, but faith in the journey and the process that will take you to the end product that was meant to be. It takes just as much time to learn how to have that faith as it does to learn your craft. The hardest part is shutting out all the voices that tell you otherwise, which most of the time come from yourself. I never imagined a world where I didn't feel that magic. But when sickness and chronic fatigue slowly crept into my life, I was forced to focus on nothing but getting better and healing. The compulsion to make art was pushed back and replaced by learning how to feed and nurture my body back to balance. I'm extremely grateful that I was guided to the answers of what I needed to do to recover my health. Sickness can rob us of a lot, and often it's our identity. There's the you before sickness and the you after sickness. It can be a lonely, isolating path to recovery, which takes a lot of faith and patience, especially if you don't take the traditional path of healing. It took everything in me to stay the course and believe in the outcome, just like the faith you have to have with the journey you go on when you create something. So with all my energy and focus on healing, I slowly started to recover and get better. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. As I started to get better and recover, I was eager to reconnect to my art and create again. I wanted to get lost in that flow and let the whole world disappear around me But no matter how much I tried to connect, I felt nothing. The magic was gone. I could create, but there was no compulsion to create. There was no flow to get lost into, and there was no magic. I was so confused and frustrated. I felt like nothing was right with the world. I felt hopeless. Realizing it was gone was like taking the air out of my lungs. I was devastated. I decided I wouldn't rush myself. I'd give myself time. Surely it'll come in time. 1 year went by, then another, and another. I truly thought I would never get the connection back. I had made peace with this new way of life. My heart was heavy, but I never liked to linger in heaviness. So I tried to move on. Well, this year, all of that changed. I reconnected to my art and my creativity with the help of AI. I don't say that lightly. It happened slowly. It happened out of curiosity, but it happened. It freaking happened. It all started when Adobe announced their new AI, Firefly. I signed up to be a beta user, which just means you get to use it first before it becomes public. I've been a graphic designer for a long time, and I've had to adapt and learn things over my career. So this was nothing new for me. But what I didn't expect was the outcome of this new relationship with AI. I reconnected to my creativity and the magic of making. I have hope for the first time in years. I was equal parts terrified and curious about AI, which in the end was a good thing. My curiosity won in the end. In the beginning, to be honest, I was unimpressed, which was rather reassuring. But last November, I had a chance to use it for the first time in real life for practical reasons. You see, I was photographing my niece for her engagement shoot, and she wanted her dog, Clementine, to be part of the shoot. But the dog had an accident with its tail and a door, and this big, beautiful tail was stripped of all its fur at the end, and it looked like a rat tail. So I told her, I said, I've been playing with this new AI. Let me see what I can do. Turns out it works great. We didn't use it for very many photos, but the ones we did, it turned out fantastic. So after that, I started using Firefly at night. I would sit and watch TV and just play. I would try every button and see what it would do. It was fun and unpredictable, but getting better with each new release. So what was born out of curiosity is now my new painting project, Backwards Beauty. You can see them behind me on the wall. I will never forget when I made my first Backwards Beauty. It took my breath away, but in a good way this time. I thought, wow, I want to paint that. Instantly, I had a compulsion to create. Then I was curious, could I make more of these beauties? You see, Firefly is still in beta and still learning and so unpredictable. Well, turns out, with a lot of persistence and a little trial and error, I could make more. And boy, did I make more. The reason why I call them Backwards Beauty is because I turn the women around so you view them from behind. So you get the essence of the woman without the face. So the viewer can easily relate to the image and possibly, just possibly, imagine themselves as that woman. That's my hope, at least. I certainly imagine myself as all these women, which is why I had to create them. These Backwards Beauties are women that I know personally, or I've read in books or watched in movies, or I follow them online, and they inspire me daily. In fact, they live rent-free in my brain. And with the help of AI, I was able to get these images out of my head and create them, just like magic. When I say I had fun with this process, it's a total understatement. It was a blast, and it was so very addictive. I wanted to create modern, yet nostalgic portraits. I wanted them to be beautiful and calming, but fun and cheerful. I did this by using my love of color, animals, plants, flowers, and all things feminine. I wanted these portraits to be like the kind you hope to find tucked in the corner of a small little antique shop that speaks to you and you fall in love with it and you have to take it home with you. I want to create more of that goodness and beauty in the world. Throughout my life, I've photographed portraits of women. This was going to be different because I want to challenge myself to get back into the studio and create portraits of women using paint. Something I've never done. I'm going to document this whole journey of reconnecting to my art and painting of these backwards beauties. I will bring you into the studio each week and share my thoughts and struggles along the way. My wish is to help others. I want to inspire you to create, whatever that means to you. I want to inspire you not to be afraid of AI and to use it to your advantage. And most importantly, I want to create a community and a space to connect and talk. All things to do with art and the joys and the struggles of connecting to it, whether that be about illness or any other reason. I've made a gift for you, and you can find it on my website, janlakey.com. It's a video with my top 5 tips for creating AI reference art. I've learned a lot through this process, and I think this video will help anybody who's just getting started using AI or somebody who's already using AI and having trouble getting the results that they want. So go on over to my website and get your free gift. Next week, I will be taking you into the studio for my very first backwards beauty painting. I hope you will subscribe and come back to help me create this little love bubble on the internet that will be about everything to do with creating. Until then, I'm wishing you find serenity through creativity.